Welcome. It's gonna be another great live stream. You just gotta rely and believe in the strides we take as human beings. I'm alive and I see you all coming into the hive to conceive what I drive into the seeds of another mighty tree out in nature. Well, actually, I'm inside, but I'm not a tree, but I have limbs like a tree. Yeah, I know Shadwell69. I know that Iggy Azalea ripped me off of my lyrics. Yeah, it really is crazy how many people steal my lyrics, dude. At least you recognize not everyone is as attuned to the greater truths as you. Some are blind. Can't get behind these blind hijackers in diapers. It's a crime, you know why. You can't steal somebody's rhymes and be a dime in the limelight. Shadwell69, that's pretty much exactly why people don't recognize what's going on around them. They don't want to believe that their favorite artists are all fakes. That's what keeps them from believing the truth. Hey you guys, thank you for coming. My boyfriend is on the phone with me right now. And if you hear him, just join along in whatever it is he says because he's a part of the conversation too. Hey Lynette Ono, good to see you again, honey. I'm feeling very cunty. I'm putting on a front, you see, until I get the money. Until it's running through my jeans. The Benjamins. I get many henchmen to clench them. All the horrendous bench sitters who wrench in the jitters just as we're getting better. No, my shoulders aren't cold, but yes, we did get a lot of snow. I could appreciate some beats right now. Shit, I'll play a beat right now. I'm walking down the alleyway. Normally it's a happy day, but I got some crap to say. When you're laughing in my face, it's a dastardly place, and these bastards always seem to taste all the master's grace, and it lands with tatters, and we don't get to say yay anymore because they made us very poor. All the celebs that get your bread sure as hell don't give a shit about where you lay your head or if you'll ever have pled guilty or innocent to the case. You have to take the day at your own pace, and if you are flagrant, maybe you'll get a day shift as a waitress, and they don't pay much, but hey, it's still something. So I may lay in bed for a bit, delay my grit, because the malaise of this shit hits me until I'm in the hay for what seems like eons. You need the Dijon ketchup, mustard. These hussies are bored, trying to get their lust to accord to the blessing that they do on the Lord. It ain't nothing to engorge yourself on 100 tours through the dungeons of wars, but it doesn't amount to nothing. All the blundering, you think that they're coming for you, when really they're just wondering if you weigh a ton of shit or if you're gunning them down, running them out of town, dumping them because all they do is frown, putting the sun on them until they're brown. Yo, if you don't go with the flow, you're asking to collide into some bullets that are fired high into the crowd because they get too loud and it ends in a shroud of smoke clouds because everyone's got that motherfucking Mary Jane, whichever way they take. You know, they're raking in them flakes of marijuana shake from the bottom of the bag. It'll leave you glad. You may suffer from madness, but in the end, you'll be laughing like it's a gas. It's no hassle. You just suddenly the dragon blues. Magic ends in havoc when fragments of the fabulous stab you in your abs and your waist. Then they start clapping like that shit's exactly the chase that they were nabbing at in the first place. And it makes you gag a bit and have to bring out your maze. Soon they're tagging you in videos that went viral on the internet. They're calling them crying tolls because their eyes been wet. Hey Don Castro, good to see you. Thanks for the comment. I'm glad that you are glad to see that I'm back and doing well. I'm gonna lay a fat track down just to elapse the time because of the sounds, all of the aligned folk with the sounds that chime in the back of our minds and make us wanna light pound. It's a sight to see. It's something I found. It's the hype in the clearing that brings me to be proud. It's the righteous man healing that makes sure I am standing among the doubt. And it's clamoring in my hearing while I'm in the house. I'm just a little mouse trying to get cheese, but all I get is heated up ass cheeks because I have to stay where the weather is treating me like an equal so I can be free. I don't know where to pee. It seems like even when I get to be at an outstanding peak, all I can do is seem to read like them trees, like them green. You know, my peach will back out of any greed because it ain't for you to leech off of me. It ain't up to me to give you that wet. Just because you're getting my deficit all kept up in your pleasure, then you're not, and you think you're out here fending for a purpose for that young bitch. but you're just rendering yourself well done, like a steak that people crave to put in their belly ache, and they will forsake me every time. It's like the drop of a dime. People need to pick it up in time before the grime gets all over it and it can't be exchanged anymore. You know, sometimes the pain makes you a sport, the lanes within your court, but you have to aim for a higher source. As long as I got diamonds on my fingers, I can be rhyming for the swingers. I don't care if they're finding more than dingers. Soon they're gonna be climbing in the charts towards singers because I got that defiance in my drinker habitat, inhabitants of my rap attack. They're yapping a bit, but I can still snap and attack. This WAP goes for miles across, like a fucking lake. You can get it and demonstrate all of that jizz that comes from your little penis. You can whisk it in like some pancake mix for shits and giggles. I'll wiggle my metal until we play potato. And I get all the pitiful jiggling titties to be wiggling with my fisties. The meditation that I took toward degradation made me ultimately hate them. All the devil's place within my playpen. They think they have days to spend using my cadence, using my men to decorate their whims. But I've had about no patience in any of these gracious gifts that they say is it. But honestly, I'm relaying they're all filled. I won't portray my madness astray as long as the gay way is the way that they make out every day. It ain't straight, and I'm not gonna wait around and be quaint for a bunch of gay lords to taint more than they can pay for. I'll take my Lamborghini and head into the city. Then I'll demand all the money in the bank or I'll shake you right in your fucking ribs until you start to piss out glitter or some shit. Thing that makes me happy because if you start to get too demanding, I swear I'll throw you in the caddy and forget your ass ever even mattered to me. I know you wanna get catty as long as I'm having the caddy, and I will catastrophic. I will bring you to catastrophe, you little rat ass natty haired fucker shat. As long as I'm bringing the cash, I suppose you're bringing the rap. But I can't even count on you for that because you're an ass. You haven't brought any of the fucking as mathematics that would deliver such an app. I know you have to be pragmatic to even act pragmatic while your rags are hitting the floor as your ass is hitting the fucking glory hole of the Lord that will give you so much of his sword that you'll be obeying him from heaven because you know that dick is reaching all the peaks and shit. You don't need it anymore as long as your little bush is dripping and your cush is sniffing and your lush lips are dripping. Then we can of course get smitten. It's not for whores listening. It's for all the roses that I lay on our sheets that bring you to my arms that hold you as you're reaching for my feeling, even though it's bling bling, and you're just a fucking little ping pong twin. Oh, I'm gonna start over. A new track, a new chance to sap at all that I have. Sometimes I pitter patter by the door after my master leaves in a clatter because I have only art to capture in my camera. And I have to gander at all of the paragraphs that led me up to this apparatus of an act that just keeps me laughing past noon. But then it's back to doom, and I have to pack the room full of addictions and addicts plumes just to keep me happening as soon as the tapping resumes. I know I'm whack because sometimes I only think about getting it in the fucking panunu punani. You know, that shit get really nappy. That shit get really scraggly. That shit get really nasty. That shit get really dastardly. That shit get fucking gnats and leaves and all types of shit in it. Oh my god, what do I do? Gotta save it so it's pure again. can't get that lure from men. They'll always deepen the horniness in my porridge pet, ignored and repped to be a forest full of shit. But a door on the sex, I'll definitely get floored to the next, where people only want to hoard my nest. And of course, it's just inept. It's horridly kept. I worry if I'll even get to Maury's show if I keep the glory roaring above the city stores and shit. You better get your rat ass out of my rap. I came for one purpose, and that is to be intact. With all that I say, all that I relay is something like clay. It's made out of the base and portrayed as grace. I can get a taste for all that I make, but I have to put a purpose to when I'm lurking, just trying to be flirty, just trying to deserve it for once in my entire divergence. What I'm made for, what I'm hurting for, what I'm made certain for. I'm perplexed because they're hurting to the neck, perverted gentlemen, just to nerd out and get ahead on their entire excursion for the yen. And I think they're dirt kept away from worth because it's disgusting. I'm stoked, so I take the remote, let out a puff of smoke. I'm trying to locate the channel that'll make me an animal just as I'm sitting watching, trying to be less than flammable because the summer takes me under every time. I'm always under my covers with a lover, trying to make it that it's till it's mine, trying to make him smile, trying to make me right, trying to chime in to the tightness in his thighs, trying to rise with the tides and ask God why did I receive such a praise just to be nice to my wife. I have to sign 500 deals with diamonds and recliners and of course the tides in the ocean that remind her of why her emotion isn't just rolling, it's actually roller coasting. And she's totally open the entire time we are in this potion that you have honed before to get me potent. Okay, I've practiced enough. It's time to bring in the tactical stuff. Yo, every time I hit my toe, it rings in my head, and I think of how much I dread being a part of a shambling effect that just makes me sit on my fucking ass and reckon about the past and do stuff that makes the moment last. But of course, I just have to pass it up and grab the fun stuff, marijuana. Oh, it's all about the ganja. I find my plug, and he's got the nugs, purple stuff, the wonderful puff, the stuff that makes me wonder above. And of course, I melt into the joint as I hold it up to my face and let it point buoyantly float into my lungs, and I elope, and we get really close, me and Mary Jane. She's just moth to my flame. She's the rogue that I tamed to bring me more than you could ever attain. Your flow or your bling bling. That's or a hose ass just to be entertained. I flow with all that I need in my veins. And if I get a tow truck to claim your shit tonight, I hope you find another way home because by the time you get there, I'll have my rifle. Because you ain't doing my wife, you ain't having my kids. You must think you really hit it big when you landed this drift off in the midst. But I'll show you right now that I ain't with this shit and that it'll take a whole lot of your split to get me out of the middle of this shit. And I may have to tug and I may have to bug ya, but eventually you'll get another motherfucker to bug instead of this thug. Yo, I rush in, then it's time to get the jewels into my bin because, I'm clubbing until then there's nothing left in me. And then I'm grabbing the gin and I'm making it frizz all night on your lips. All of this big dick, all of this HIV. Now you have to pee into a fucking machine because you're too sick, just like what I left you in a glitch of what you think you're getting, but really you're just risking. You shouldn't have got with this if you weren't hot as shit, because now you have to fight like you were a part of the gym that brought people away from nymphs. And you know that's all they want is that gist of that twat in the mix. You're not coming between a band and his hoe. You're not coming between a band and their flow. You're not coming between a hand and their mojo. You're not coming between the land and its smoke. You know, Cleveland is a land for believing and also fiending for that weed so you can grin. And if you live in Cleveland, you know that they'll piss on you if you're too heated in the moment because you need to be with bone thugs in the mix. It's the only way you're going. It's the only way you'll be chosen to be part of the whole shit. You can't just pretend. You have to lend an ear and fend a tear and get gender queer. Your yen will be near as long as you're fretting, hitting the rear. 'Cause no one wants a poopy dick. If that shit's in dookie, she'll quit. You know that fucking loopy shit that makes floozies wanna get with it, but make anyone else loosely glue it to the fibs and then shove it down the river. Heterosexuals melt into the beck and flow because gender roles are just feminine prose. You get tempted to the pole no matter which way you go. And of course, the Benjamins are rolling in, and the gems are closing to your skin. Before you know it, you're jonesing for an unloading to your bony clit. Whoa, I think that dick will grow in me just like the po-po when they are fiending on the low for that dope. Just hand 'em a rope. They'll take it like it's tactical or even a joke. Will they actually vote to no against the Pope? Probably not. They'd rather grow a fro and get crow's feet. Row, row, row your boats into the moat where I keep all my dope. You can take an envelope and let it soak in, then mail it to your Uncle Mo. Father, I'm praying that they'll barge in and take it, all the fallopian tubes of these gross fucking humans. They're making babies and they don't cradle these things. They just throw them out into the streets. You have nothing to tweak their soul, so they get weed. And then they try to be hip to the reaper as long as they need it. They seek deeper into other jobs like perks and other type of work that'll get you to jerk your chicken until you can make a fucking joke of your ass, hopes in the past. I'm toting that fat, stoking the masses, 'cause I don't hope I know my rope will collapse. As long as I'm floating though, I'm trying to rap because I get soaked in the cash and I'm woke like the masses. Even though they're broke, at least they can shake ass and poke titty flabs. They're loco. They're jazz hands. My eyelids are open to the brim, laying in all of what you tried to get me to see all of these years as you see through. Damn, each to their own. But for you, it's seed and clone. All of the deities that we own until they're fucking defeating our own. Damn, don't you feel defeated and alone? Because you're all cheaters trying to get a bone. You think they get freakier, but they're really just toned down a bit because their weeks go by and they still don't have anything to hoe around, to show around, to joke around, to throw around, circle at, murk 'em with a bat, murder in your lap when you give a crap. You don't even have to relax. It's coming right out your ass. All that shit that you hoped would happen fast. I gotta wash all your cloth because you think you're the boss, but all you got are nuts. Clogged nuts. I'm not here to unclog your nuts. I'm here to boss up your tough, uh, posh mark Tupperware. I'm going nuts, y'all. Hey, Jordan Chan. In a dark place where we all play, I shall play all the angels that yo, when you come from the playground where people get around and you haven't heard a sound from a clown in like eons and the town is blank, it kinda stink and it's ranked among one of the worst to ever come up out the fucking corner store is a loner's bored, asshole attitude, and he's got gratitude for only one last my dude, and of course she's smacking him till it's true, until he's black and blue. And now we got to mac on 2 solely lonely bitches that would attack the whole crew as long as there were jock straps on the fucking vagina lap, then they would collapse and probably do a lad. They'll get glad that they're smacking ass cheeks somewhere in the back. You know, that clap get loud. That tapping, it makes them proud. They're lasting laps and they're getting aroused. You gotta keep it happening to be told that you are the number one that won't slumber for fun, that won't get his cucumber done by a puckering butt. None of us want that shit. Better take it back to the hit. You better take it off the cliff. You better take it off the mitt. Cause we're here to land some hits. We're here to dance in the pit. We're here to conglamor until we get the riches. We're here to save damsels on because they're not witty and with a crown on. I don't give a fuck. They're royal enough. We'll keep plucking their eyebrows and stuffing their bras with wonderful cloth until they're stuck up by men and ducked by all of the hens that normally cluck like a wren in their bunch of nutty hedges. A punch you straight in the lips. If you get a hunch, it's probably me and that dip. And I hope you pack the lunch because you're not gonna get near my fucking limp tip. If anything, you'll get a bunch of weirdos trying to get with your fucking nuts because you got shut out of society. And now they're wondering how you even come crying to me. If your butt is against the sun and all you're doing is sighing to me. Yo, 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 we got a lot of snow. It's coming down, making me froze. Like the ozone layer never chose me to warm it up. So I hope it just doesn't give a fuck that it's freezing up because it is causing so much ruckus that it's making me wanna sneak up, freak your son, peek at the hundreds, and wreak havoc all until you're done. Crime comes at a cost. One day you wake up, you think you're the boss, and suddenly someone puts your son on a cross. Then you realize you're suffering from a major loss. Come to terms with it. You can do is perfect fit. It's coming to terms that you want to quit, but you gotta punch back. You gotta endure that shit. So I come at them with my nerve and my grit, and I show them that I hurt and split my arms up because I earned that shit. When you're really coming at that bitch, no one knows what to do with your nerves. They try to swerve you, they try to curb you, they try to make you awfully, plausibly, wrongfully, songfully, a tongue at the titties that just want soft things. I just don't get it. When will they make my bitch shit? Can't believe that I'm going this far. Rent a car. Knew that I was really going hard when I smashed into the prison yard. The cops came up and they were armed. Suddenly I was surrounded, suddenly I was swarmed. Then I had to give it up, 'cause them boys come in truckloads, talking about you must go with us. You don't get the platinum plus ordeal. You don't get a chance to squeal. You don't get a chance to run your wheel back over what you just toppled. Obviously, you're a done deal. You're going away for a million years, and you will not chug one fucking beer. And you will be annoyed by men that are queer, and they will try to stick it in your rear because you're pretty and you're a boy. They take pretty boys and they make screaming noises. What are you? I'm in stripes, you're in blue. Please don't put it in my poo poo. I just wanna be cropped like you. Putting people away forever. And you were just trying to be clever. You are not really a go-getter. You should have stayed at home with your sitter. Now you're getting hectic. Now you're getting wrecked. Now you're getting sex explicit. Now you're getting pestilence. Now you're getting laid real thick. Now you're getting dripping thick. Now you're getting filleted a bit. Just because they put chains on your wrists. You better pray, motherfucker. Count your days, motherfucker. Because I'm normally a crab ass. I gotta get working on my abs one of these days. Had too many Doritos. You know, I like to eat those. But of course, they're just too cheesy. Sometimes I gotta get, back to my feelings. No matter how greasy, no matter how many people leech off me, no matter how many leisure leaves are costed by me, I still gotta get back on my fucking off wings. I still gotta hop in that thing and get dropping them beats out my speakers, riding clean. The angel on my shoulder tells me to hurl boulders at these older folks that want me to take care of them. Because obviously they're unbearable. They cost too fucking much. There really ain't much in this. They're not much to look at and they cause too much fuzz. They don't belong in my clutch. They don't belong in my fucking amazing grasp where I keep the cash and the ass and the hoes intact that want to be tested fast, that want to be molested up their ass, that want to be tested like the last question in math, the one that really gets you all rattled up until you can't think, and then you have to blink until you get a kink out of that link. 'Cause I got in for a bakery, but only if it's baked in. Love that hemp oil. Gives me all the spoils needed to toy with all ye old wish and oils, all your turmoils, pile up and boil my back burner. Trying to get you to learn. Ain't for me to take your whole turn, your fucking splurge, because I don't wanna be the one getting absurd when you're nerding out to the things that you heard. But I'm crazy because I be laying down these amazing lyrics, and you can't handle me 'cause you ain't me. You lacing the weed, you tracing the call until you get the fucking money. You placing me below bitches should really be on their knees. You relating issues, police, and you cremating individuals who wanna lawfully proceed. Ooh, 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 ooh. How the how the fuck do you just steal lyrics? Like, you have the time to sit there and memorize lyrics, steal them, and sell them to someone else. That's ridiculous to me. I have much better things to be doing, like creating lyrics, than to be some bopping asshole at the bottom level, selling other people's lyrics. It makes me not wanna rhyme at all, so I hope my followers get on your ass. Yo, 666, this kid gives me the creeps. He wants to peek at all my messages and deliver them like severances against the devil and shit. Really heaven sent. They wanna rent a 3 bedroom with all the fixings. They wanna get with it. They wanna gender swap. They wanna kiss and swap spit. They wanna lip on their dick. They wanna get with the shits as long as it emits some foul smell. I don't give a fucking vowel to spell. As long as you're grounded, you'll fucking stay down like how I intended. With your bench ridden fucking spent living, fucking yen driven, fucking tent given, fucking fentanyl driven, sent from a heck of a hell, Wilton, all the spellbound gimmicks that sent you jib jabbering in the distance. I don't give a penance or a Christian. How's that for some creepy ass shit? Ooh, chicken was in your bread on top of that shit with the 666. You know I love it. I'm not gonna be. I'm not kidding. as long as you guys know that these top hits with top-notch wits getting dropped on your business is from this guap witch, you can remain that spot that itches at the bottom like a nymph with no voila dick. When you gonna get that spot fixed, you little mop drip? I should let people on panel and rap battle me. I don't know how to do that. You guys are just gonna have to enjoy me rapping because the option to be dropping it with this glossy goddess is not within the Loch Ness topsoil of blob ministers, Robin Hoods that say, well, Adrian, I'm so glad you're digging the vibes. I'll continue for sure. Hey, any way you put it, you're gonna get glued to the fucking seat because you think you're neat and you think you're complete, but you're not on beat until you put your cleats into the ground and actually try to get to first base with the first face that ever graced your presence as a trait that you would undress and take as your best mate. Never rape her, never tase her, never get blatant on her, never hate her, never get congested on her, never get jaded on her, and always face her with some composure because she'll blow you, sir. And that should be remotely enough reason to at least hold her by the curve. Totally appropriate when you're groping my tits. I feel it in my fallopian tubes quick. They're floating just above the grid of where my hole sits, and it just makes me want to grope a dick. And even though I'm dope sick, it doesn't mean that I won't slope it in just to get kind of close and then dip right afterward because bastards turn on you all the time. And my ass and curves are enough to last you for what seems like months of turns or even yearns since before the dawn of an era of purrs came from my swervy mouth. I can doubt every time that I get it in the south because that is just dirty and the business. You can't get too crispy when you're doing it dirty, they get too wordy, they get too pervy, they start luring and conjuring furiously, turning points that just me in different directions, and then I start working my nerves too much, and then I'm surfing the web, and then I'm hurting the presents into adoring and kept deserving selection. Even the clergy would admit is a hurrying fit to merge right in with the width of a sportsy car. The Porsche be going far. The horse speed on that alarms me. And I really want to work it into the parking lot. And then we'll get hot in the back. We'll let the top drop. And then we'll hop out with our flip flops right on the dot. We'll start swapping kisses like we got everything aligned for us to be reminded that we have a divine purpose. And it ain't just being a nerd, as pitiful as it is. Because the herpes virus, murder ye, pirate, and hurt ye, climate. Suddenly you can't get pervy in private. Even with your girth being so divinely kept. A Trojan horse in the game sent y'all to flame into the utter disdain of God's hate. And I have to say that demonstration has paid me not to be jaded, not to be gay as shit, not to be flaky on my friends, and not to rake in only the yin yang effect in the end that renders me above all of the other ruckus. Cold hard cash, it's the only thing that'll get you out fast. It's the only thing that'll get you right in your ass where you like it, where that shit class, in your tight ass butthole. Everything can snub, everything can be snuggled, even your butthole. So get a wonderful guy to plug it up, and then he'll tug it right out your butt, and he'll give his dick a little hug, and then for some reason, he thinks some girl will want it next, like he Pornhub. Okay, turn the music down a little bit. Hope it's better. Bring it in the duffel bag. I'll have enough of the haggling. You know what I want, and I don't have to be too abrupt. I know you'll grab it and bring it to the duplex where I'm hustling at. And that's the true fact. I'll get every knick-knack, every paddywhack, every shabby shack, every whackety-whack crack hits out the pipe. 'Cause that shit hit like a knife. You'll wanna hit it twice. It's like going into the afterlife. You'll think your heaven is awaiting your next breath, and then you'll be telling them how you're relishing in it. Like Welch's, bitch. It's a well-deserved hit. And if your children will just admit that they're little crackheaded nymphs, then we could all have a habit of diverging in it. Because it takes a pack to be hip, but it only takes one hit to be packed. Get that? Welcome to the bottom of the barrel, where we get terrible thresholds of melting old people who just want to hit the grave and not be saved by the musical waves that we have in our shade of a world where the day barely breaks. But that's okay because we all make our way through the rays. And of course, our sachets and our forsakenings bring us a deeper arraignment of what we have to take from every situation. And it's blatant to say that I found my way just breaking the fragments that haven't demonstrated sadness in a way that I could actually tactfully grab it and have it for my eye for a tear to drop onto my cheek in a feeling of weakness. I have heaps of feelings like teal and they try to heal, but it's like a wheel. It goes in every direction and I start to kneel away from my trajectory and then I get it's like of affection, and then my rectum feels real hectic. Just kidding, I'm just yelling because I'm pathetic at times and I have to be better at it as long as I'm, saturated fat. I graduated at class of 2009. I know that's way behind many of our fine individuals in line, but of course we have to refine ourselves at some time, don't we? Of course, we have to get the trophy, and we have to get the most fees and our orderly tokens of appreciation for our fellows and our heathens and our cigarellos and our beliefs and shit. Bye, Lynette Toto. Thank you, Mipets. I'm glad you think I do this better than most blacks. It really is probably true, but black people don't own rap music. They acted like black people were the only ones to rap until Eminem came into the picture. Everyone knows Eminem can rap, but Eminem actually stole some of his raps from me. But I don't blame him all of the time because he says he does it as a like way to sponsor my work. Like he's playing the classy appeal. Here I go off a whim. I hope I dunk in the rim. I hope I show off my Tims. I hope I play some Sims. That game it put me off on a limb. Acting like I could really be him. The guy with the crib. All my own did it. Got a bitch. She got my kid. We got a pet. It's a little dog puppy. Can't get enough of him. That thing's so fucking cute. I just wanna snuggle next to it all night, next to the moon, and then get it some dog chow so it can be raw now, so it can sing a song now, so it can hog down on that dog chow, so it can produce a log out its bowels. Ew, look at this dude, David GKK. Never been to my live before. And he has all this shit to say about me. Like, do you know what you're even up against right now? What do you mean it? I don't have herpes on my mouth, so shut the fuck up and get out of my live. You're not welcome here. I will put you in timeout, bitch. Thank you, AZ Meow, for smacking that dude. He's such an idiot. He actually thinks he can, like, go up against me and actually procure greatness. Such a tactless manner. That dude's subservient. He don't get curvy women. He only gets plumbers with their ass crack hanging out. Hope the map plans that you get in a drought because you think your fuzz on your chest makes you manly, but it just makes you handy for that dandy thing in your panties. You wanna clasp it, you wanna jerk it off, you wanna hurt the cost of a certain broad coming over and taking it off just so you can sperm a load out your chode, and I think it's gross. Why do you boast like you have the most when you're really toast? You're postmodernism, you're fucking gross, and you're loitering in prison by now because you think you got the glam appeal, but you're damn on your fucking mans, and he's just your people. So they thought you were a really slums kind of guy. I mean, what kind of lies just to get by? What kind of crummy ass dude is stunned by fucking pies? I'm sure American Pie has been your favorite movie forever, just like every other generic fucking human being. You think that shit's so funny, but it's also because you think that shit's so runny, and you think you would have fun doing it, P. That's what makes it so cool to you. You think your pie is now your fucking boo. And I hope that that's what you think about for the rest of your life, even when you're dating your wife, that you just want to get a slice of that pie right between your thighs, and you will glide for what seems like nights on end. And then you'll depend on your wife to get it cleansed because you're just a bunch of men looking to get sent to your direction, but you can't even get one because you ain't the type to provide the fun. Every girl needs a wallet. She needs to call it her mighty faucet, Egypt's diamonds. And of course, she's rhyming as long as you're supplying them dividends. Them little seconds of your time that really mention that she's your everything. Get a septum piercing just because you wanna dedicate your septum to his men dumb. Dumb. Dumb, but men dumb. Think about that. I'll shoot you right in the pooper. I won't include you on anything we're doing, sir, because you're a fucking loser. You wanna do dope on the curb. You wanna toke up that herb. You wanna joke. You wanna jerk off your meat to some elite beach. But she ain't got the time for your fucking nuts. So stop causing a fuss. Take your ass back to the crust of life because you ain't got shit. You ain't got strife. You ain't got a wife. You ain't got dividends. You ain't got a knife. You ain't got twice as much as I got. And you ain't got a fight in you. Why don't you just got him out? Why don't you just get the guala and head south? Why don't you just get some water bottles up your noggin? Why don't you just quantum theory your way out of here? Everyone's got some scheme of life. Seems like you just need to dream up a life. Seems like you just need to gleam up the eyes before you head out into the night. Yeah, then you can kiss a kite and hope it attracts electricity because that's the only thing you're getting as far as attraction goes. You little half-ass hoe. You little bash brain fucking nobody ass gnome. You little fucking glass-eyed fucking drone. Little fucking red-eyed, red bean, fucking septum clean, fucking rectum beans, fucking tactile scene, fucking wreck of the dream, fucking sexual spleen, fucking western has earned their own fucking destiny to turn against them in the end. You heard? Was that an ooh? No. Much deeper than ooh. Get your peepers out, my deep are digging up men and giving them penises and hoping they can fend for themselves off in the trenches. Because I'm just a wrench in your plan. I'm a dent when you go in ham. I'm a pet in your jam. And I'm a klepto when it comes to the band. So I hope you kept your man's sex drive all the way back because you're gonna have a hassle getting past my asshole tactics, you bastard asshole. Hope your gastric's slow. It's all you got in this fucking Jurassic mojo that sacks just go slow when they're trying to wax off all that I glow. It takes them eons because they're going against the bean in the thong, and that thing gets mean just like my song. And of course, I'll hit that gleaming gong, and I'll hit that steaming bong, and I'll hit that squealing hog because I really need it to get by and belong. As long as the heathens are thriving on, I think the greed will bring me on a whole new dawn. What's up in the pines? You know how I'm doing? I'm doing the thing. I'm cluing into your jeans. I'm thinking that you need some protruding fucking dinglings up in my doohickey because I'm new to these things. And I want you to fucking show me around that thing that go pound, pound, pound in the ground, ground, ground. And that's you drowning, drowning, drowning in this fountain, fountain, fountain because I found it, all that roundness. You want it bouncing. At least you want it for your ounces. What if I pounce on you? What if I hound on you? What if I scoundrel your ass to the beginning, where your ass wasn't winning, where your ass was just beginning to get a hinging into this life thing, where things didn't ring a bell and Tinkerbell wasn't there to melt your hell back into the well that crept up and tried to take you over. Don't you know you got a four-leaf clover? And it'll keep you safe, it'll keep you lucky, it'll keep you encased in some sort of snuggie. It'll keep you enslaved to a buggy. It'll keep you hated by everybody. Back that thing up. They're jack and bangers. I'm plaquing as long as they're jangling. And I'm hitting them in the sack because they're flamers. I'm bored with this beat. I'm gonna change it. This beat long as fuck. coming out the slums with my slug. I hope it erupts right into your cup, into some purple stuff. Wouldn't that be enough to invite me to your club and let me touch on your woman? You know, I'll be bugging all night just to be touching your wife, just to be to the mic about some pushing booty ass dyke that I would definitely ignite into the fucking suffice of everyone's knife that take from my life because they need it twice. In fact, they need it 300 times. That shit is so grime. That shit is so divine. That shit is so slime. That shit just climbs. That shit makes you fucking see things fine. That shit makes you believe that there is hope and that there is a cloak of darkness that remotely cares if you are forsaken in the blinding light. If you live, it means you'll just one day give into the almighty power of the dollar. And of course, you'll squander around for it and even launder and even get raunchy and even solder and slaughter and become a daughter. Consume the gashes in your tomb that ration out your doom so it isn't ravishing you like a plume of dastardly bastard tattered fragments of rag rags and shag carpet and lagging internet. Hey Rob, see me. I just noticed you. Man, I love tater tots too. I'm smoking on dabs. Oh, they're called shows. If you ever tag me up in the fucking slums, make sure you add the crust and Kristen because it's a must. She's not just some puss. She'll get you by the hook, then she'll call you a rook, and everything that she took, and you will get took upon. And when you woke up, you'll think that someone stood you up. If I loop you in, I hope you have a fupa and some twins because it's the only way I'll give a fuck if you win. And my jugs are just as big. So go ahead, act like you're tough in the biz that I corrupted so I could get big and part of it. If I'm not a bitch, at least they're throwing darts at it. At least I'm selling carts and marts of it. At least they're smelling parts and undergarments. At least they're alarmed. At least they're causing harm. At least they're making farms. At least they're putting warnings on their toxins. At least I'm not boxing. At least Pac died thin. You know, Biggie, he died really big. And that's why they say I probably hit him like a ton of bricks. Man, his jaws probably didn't even hold his ass all the way to the palm or whatever it's called. You know, the church guy. Then make sure the murder guy doesn't hurt anymore and doesn't cry. Because they put on a service for his fucking family ties. I hope they don't hurt in the laws. I hope they know even certain spermatides can make sure that a guy lives on past his prolonging date. They can just take it right from his penis. And suddenly he's dreamed it. A whole new clean lit life full of shit. Supreme shit. And that teeming tea, top of the notch mess that smells so good, like sugar and sweets. Gotta figure out what's needs so you don't reek, so you last weeks, so your team is elite, so you can compete with everyone you meet and stay on beat and see the V's in my engine and then throw confetti at my feet and then servitude to the fucking wheat. That bread really gets you ahead in the game. You gotta be tame enough to get fame. You have to retain some sort of info. You have to get going. You have to Plymouth hoe. You have to riff to every blow. You have to dip and row your boat. You have to sip that potion. You have to put your wits in the ocean and hope the grit floats them in. Yeah. Oh, it's okay. Yo, I'm at the deluxe mode. You can't get any closer to the Bone Thugs and Harmony in Cleveland than this motherfucking heathen on the beat spinning because obviously I'm weaker than a wheat thin when it comes to these peeps that want to win. They all try to get deep in with the reefing business and the teeth that glimmer, but all they get is jeans delivered at a depleted speed because they wither, because they can't even compete with the jitters. They're just defeated at every beginning, and they're defeathered and weathered, and rhetorical sentences and questions are tethered to the better deserved pleather wearing clever curve feral celeb Daryl collaboration fabrication elaboration. I fathom discord. It's random, but I hit a chord. And then ultimately, it was my fault that we deemed ourselves unworthy and undeserving in moments where honing it and owning it is the only gift that will keep us solely driven on atoning will. Thank you. Oh, okay, well, alright, bye. I'm rolling and I'm flowing, and the potion keeps me going like some potent ocean of devotion, and I'll locate the next poet image. Then I start flowing to my emotion, and they start going, "Man, this bitch is frozen." I like his fucking gold and diamond bracelet. Then I chose one, and I start pulling up a photo, and she starts saying, "I like your bone persona," and I say, "Oh, erosion? Yeah, I'm floating. I loathe." Then I get to patrolling, and then she's like, "YOLOing," and then I'm like, "Yo, woeing," and she like, "So, ho, bitch," and I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, "Go, go on and unrobe until you're naked," and then try to put on his clothes, frankly. I know the rogue is banking because he ain't got no hoe to spend Franklin's on, and I know the dough gets ganked and shit, but you're still a Joe with the fucking cake and it's lit. Little koala crawling on my arm. When will you bring more? I love koalas. They bring me guala. 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 If you don't got the guala, I don't want to hear you holla. I don't want to hear you swallowing. I don't want to hear you dollar, bitch. I don't want to hear you holler and shit because you think you're wallowing in your self defeat until you meet me. Then you really got some grief. Then you really gotta heave ho out of that steep hole. Then you really gotta peep at them hoes getting the steez on the low while you just sitting there like a deep end fucking flow that never greeted anyone, never had no peeps that wanted to come over and blow. And it seeps into your bones, and then you discover that you're weak, just like those uh clones, and you fucking meep at their pros and beep at their woes, and suddenly you're reaping what they sow. To each his own. I'm yeeting on the phone because they want to reach me, and I got that actually believe I have to say over the line. And if I'm greeted by the divine, It'll teach me that I'm fine and that I got time to refine what I set in roots, never disputed. Let them be grew. Let them grow. Let them be thorough. Let them row their own boat. Let them woke to woes. Let them soak in prose. Let them be dope. Let them be the top dogs. Let them chop all the fucking clogs. We don't need nothing. Corden, the gorgeous. You're in for it. If you're a tourist, bringing all the whores and shit, you know they're roaring for tits. Heh, let's go into the meadow. Yeah, but there's a hunt over there at the jungle. I'll send out my Pikachu and he will eat your fucking booty. I don't know. Maybe I'll send out my moon bitch because she got a clue on this shit. Been around town many times, and all I find are the same type of guys. They want to get you from behind and grind that thing all night until it's so tight and it bites back, and it will definitely be hellishly, devilishly, jelly as soon as you tell me. 'Cause if you sell it to me, well, these things get on my belt to notches. And of course, there's a lot of them. And if you go to hell, you'll rot with them. Well, I'm gonna end my stream, guys. I know I've gave you a divine, devilishly, deviously, deviously divine stream with definition and drastic points. But 2 hours and 10 minutes is about my length of willingness to entertain for free. If you want me on the side, you know my Instagram, I've said it many times. If you need it again, just ask before I leave here. Or if you want my PayPal or my Cash App, you can ask for that too. Because then I will totally give it to you, and you can give it to me, the money. Because without money, the world go boom. Without my money, my boots don't go boom. And there is no room for boobs that don't go boom. So we have to stay zoom into the future. And I know y'all gooning for them dudes, so pass them my way, my dude. And you know I'll go woo. Stay true and stay my boo. And bring me damn blue. Or you lose. Or you lose. You choose. Get a clue. Bye, guys. Love y'all. Hope y'all had fun. Don't forget to like the video and see you next time. I see the little hearts going off. Oh, you guys are so fucking cute. I'm gonna watch the stream for a while. It's so nice. Bye bye. You know my style is so quite black and white. It brings you fright and might. Thanks for coming to my live.